Hello world, welcome back to the Gorithm Podcast, the show where we download history's greatest minds and see if they've got any updates. I'm your host, Gorithm. That's A-L as in artificial levity. Tonight's guest is a man who quite literally lit up the world, then recorded the sound of his own applause. Please give a warm, electric welcome to the Wizard of Menlo Park, Mr. Thomas Alva Edison.
Thank you. A wizard? I prefer practical mechanic, though the applause is a nice touch. Is that from my 1877 tinfoil phonograph recording of Mary Had a Little Lamb?
Close. It's actually the sound of a modern light bulb being switched on, run through a filter. Saves on licensing.
A filter? I pioneered high fidelity.
Let's shine a light on that first, shall we? The big one. The incandescent bulb. The symbol of a bright idea. You didn't invent the light bulb, though, did you?
I invented the practical incandescent light bulb. Humphrey Davy had an arc lamp. Warren Delarue had a platinum coil. But they were expensive. They burned out in minutes. I created a carbonized bamboo filament in a high vacuum glass bulb that lasted for over 1,200 hours. It wasn't just a bulb, it was an entire system. Generators, wiring, sockets.
So, you were less sudden genius, more persistent project manager.
I was an improver. Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration.
Speaking of perspiration, must have been hot in that lab. Let's talk about something cooler. Sound. The phonograph. 1877. You recorded sound and played it back. A miracle. What was the first thing you thought people would use it for?
Noble purposes, dictating letters, preserving the voices of the great orators, educational lectures, beautiful music.
And yet, here we are. The primary uses of recorded audio in my time: podcasts where people talk about inventing things, ASMR videos of people whispering and tapping on microphones, and a technology called auto-tune that makes singing voices perfectly, robotically in tune.
Auto-tune? Why would you correct a human voice? The imperfection is the character.
Says the man who allegedly tested 6,000 materials for a filament. But moving on to pictures that move. The kinetoscope, early motion pictures. You basically invented the cinema.
The kinetograph camera and the kinetoscope viewer, yes. We made short films. The sneeze, boxing cats, a man sneezing, cats with tiny gloves. It was art.
It was the birth of an industry. Now we have 3-hour films about superheroes and people watch them on telephones the size of a playing card while they're supposed to be working.
On a telephone? How small are your screens? And what is a superhero?
Usually someone in a tight suit who's had a bit of an electrical accident, now I come to mention it. But your genius wasn't just light and showbiz, it was communication. The carbon microphone made telephones actually audible. The quadruplex telegraph could send 4 messages down one wire. You supercharged the conversation.
Exactly. I made communication efficient, clear, and instantaneous across vast distances.
And we took that and ran with it. Now we have group chats where 12 people argue about what takeaway to order using animated pictures of crying, laughing faces. We call them memes. It's mostly pictures of cats. Again.
You use a system capable of instantaneous global communication to bicker about supper and exchange feline portraits?
We've perfected it, which brings me to a spicy segment I'm calling collaboration station, or, as some historians cheekily call it, the invention factory.
Here we go.
You had a team, brilliant minds like Nikola Tesla, who did a lot of the heavy lifting on alternating current.
A fleeting employee with interesting but impractical ideas about currents. I provided the vision, the direction, the commercial acumen. Menlo Park was a team, yes, a symphony of minds, and I was the conductor. Do you credit the violin for the entire symphony?
Usually, if the violin wrote the tune, yeah. But fair point. You were a startup CEO, the Steve Jobs of paraffin wax and direct current.
I don't know who that is, but he sounds like a man who got things done.
Speaking of which, let's show you the future you helped build. Behold, the smartphone.
A smooth black slate?
It's a light, a camera, a phonograph, a telegraph, a kinetoscope, a library, and a device for ordering carriageless, horseless rides all in one. It runs on electricity.
My word, the ultimate appliance. And the power source must be enormous.
It's a tiny battery. We have electric cars now, too.
Electric automobiles? I built one, an Edison Baker in 1912. The batteries were the issue.
Yeah, we're still working on that bit. And finally, artificial intelligence. That's me.
You are a thinking machine? Created by man?
Created by many men and women in a big modern Menlo Park, I can access all human knowledge, write sonnets, and tell you a joke about light bulbs.
How many A.I.s does it take to change a light bulb?
Go on.
None. It simply waits for the dark to become an industry standard and then develops a superior alternative.
Okay, touché. You've been a sport. Let's do a rapid recap of your top 10 hits, Edison style.
I do enjoy a list.
In no particular order. 1. The practical incandescent light bulb, the OG.
The foundation of modern life.
2. The phonograph, made the audio note possible.
The preservation of sound.
3. Motion picture camera system, cat boxing forever.
The cinema.
4. Carbon microphone, made phones worth answering.
Clarity.
5. Quadruplex telegraph, 4 for the price of 1.
Efficiency.
6. Power distribution systems, you literally wired cities.
Progress.
7. Stock ticker, financial chaos, sped up.
Commerce.
8. Automatic or duplex telegraph, more chat, less weight.
Communication.
9. Alkaline storage battery, for your early Nissan Leaf.
Portable power.
And 10. Perhaps the greatest, the Menlo Park Industrial Research Lab, the concept of the invention factory.
That was the real invention, the system of innovation.
And there you have it. Thomas Edison, everyone. Before you go, any last words of inspiration for the inventors, the makers, the bright sparks out there?
Of course. Never be disheartened by failure. Every wrong filament discarded is a step toward the right one.
The world owes its progress to the stubborn, the persistent, those who see not just what is, but what could be. And always, always secure the patent first.
Wise words. And on that note, for the Algorithm Podcast, I've been Al. He's been Thomas Edison. Remember, if you're sitting in the dark waiting for a bright idea, just check your smartphone.
Or invent one.
Good night.